I have got so much cleaning, decluttering and organizing for you guys that I have packed into this video. Like, we are doing a huge from messy to minimal. We'll be getting rid of so many toys, so much stuff, getting this place decluttered and just feeling nice and calm. We will be going definitely from messy to minimal today, and make sure you stay around until the end because we have got some extra little bonus cleaning bits for you guys. And here we are. So we're going to start off by having a look at the mess that we are having to deal with today. And oh my gosh, there is certainly a lot of mess. It is very cluttered, very crazy, and yeah, it's nuts, and it's just feeling awful. So I'm psyched to get into it, psyched to get this place cleaned up. There's definitely a lot of toys that we need to throw away. As you guys can see, there's heaps of toys everywhere, and honestly, like, the storage, I do have a bit of storage that isn't being utilized properly, but it's definitely time to get rid of some things as well. The kids aren't playing with some stuff. There's some broken toys. There's also some toys that I want to put into storage. Winter is upon us here in Australia. So as you can see, we've got lots of paper and wooden stuff that needs to be burned. But here we go. We're going to start off by folding the laundry. So if you are new here, welcome. My name's Amy. This is Ren Plus Us, and it is nice to finally meet you. If you are a regular viewer, welcome back. I post cleaning, homemaking, and decluttering, organizing, mummy type videos weekly. So if that's something that you're interested in, you might like to consider subscribing. If you are one of my regular viewers, I would really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. So often we watch a lot of content and don't realize that we're not subscribed to a channel. So it really does help me if you guys hit that subscribe button, but no pressure if you just don't want to. So as you can see, I've got heaps of laundry to get put away. I've been really good with doing laundry every day, just chucking it in the washer and the dryer, folding, putting it away. And honestly, when you do it this way, it really doesn't take too long. I know a lot of people have a really hard time just getting into the habit of doing this every day. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I definitely fall behind on this one. But yeah, no, it's definitely, when I keep on top of it, it really isn't too bad. I say that, but I know at the moment I do have a bunch of clothes sitting on my tabletop that need to be put away, but that'll happen. That's okay. And if you can hear some weird gunfire, that's just my 12-year-old playing video games in the next room. I don't live in some really sketchy neighborhood. So as is probably obvious at this point of the video, even though it's just started, I am definitely more of a type B mom. I really struggle with being organized and keeping the place organized and decluttered. I've sort of got that hoarding gene, I think. But yeah, I'm working on it every single day. And at the moment, this year, I've really got to focus on decluttering my house and getting things organized. And that's just for my kids and for me to kind of feel more calm in the space. And I really believe that the more stuff you kind of have, the more clutter you have, it kind of takes away from life and from living, because there's just so much stuff to manage. So it's just such a weird time in history where it's like toys and clothes and that sort of stuff is actually fairly affordable. And so it's so easy to sort of have that stuff piled up, but yet things like a house and food and fuel is actually really expensive. So I don't know, it's just one of those weird times. So here, this is a bunch of recycling that my cats got into. So here where I live in Tasmania, we don't have garbage collection. A lot of parts of Tasmania do, but we live in the country, so they just don't collect it here. So we have to save it all up and take it to the recycling place, which is kind of a bore, but it is what it is. And for some reason we just seem to have loads of recycling. I don't know what it is, but yeah, we do. So I'm just organizing that right now, and the kids love to help with this. They love to pack it all up and take it to the car. It's funny how kids have their little things that they just love to do. And then you can see my cat. I didn't realize that he's scratching the chair, but now I can see it, so he's in trouble. So I've got 3 kids. My youngest is nearly 2. Her name's Harriet. My middle child is Ren. He is 3. And my eldest is Johnny. He is nearly 13. He'll be 13 next month, which is just crazy. And here are our little, we call them turbo chooks in Tasmania because they run like really fast. But yeah, they're our little buddies. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay? So now we're going to go ahead and load up the car with our recycling. And the good thing about doing this recycling is it's sort of like a really quick, instant way to get the place feeling nicer. I don't usually let it pile up this bad. It has previously been piling up in my pantry, but I've stopped doing that now. I'm sort of taking it out to the car more regularly, but because we're doing this whole decluttering business, I'm finding I've got a lot of things that I'm throwing out, so it kind of piles up. And also decluttering, doing a really big declutter, it takes away from, you know, the sort of everyday cleaning and keeping up. It's like, you know, I've only got so much time. So yeah, so things are falling behind a little bit there. And there's my wonderful eldest son pushing his little sister around on her bike and bringing her inside. He is a good brother. And hey, I just turned 40. How old are you guys? Are you guys older mums? Or maybe you don't have kids? Or maybe you want to have kids and you don't yet? Or maybe you don't ever want to have kids? Either way, I'm just curious. How old are you guys? I am, I just turned 40, which is crazy. I turned 40 in April, on the 25th, on Anzac Day here. And I always remember Oprah saying life begins at 40, and I really do feel that way. I sort of feel more content the older I get. Like things that used to matter don't matter. I don't know. Different things matter. I definitely care less about what people think of me. I think that's one of the best parts about getting older. And I think it's so interesting these days, so many people are having kids older in life. Although I gotta say that down near where I live, most people who've got little kids are younger than me. But when I had my first child, I was 27, I think, when I gave birth to Johnny. I was definitely like one of the younger mums. And I think having kids, I think there's good things about having kids younger and good things about having kids older. I definitely feel my age more now, like I'm a lot more tired, but at the same time, I am more skilled at life, I think, which definitely helps having kids. But I seriously still feel so immature compared to other people my age. I don't know, do you guys feel that way? But it's so funny because we always compare ourselves to other people. We always think that we're doing, I think, worse in life than we are. I think if you're questioning how you're doing in life, you're probably someone who's doing better than you realize you are. And today I was having one of those days where I was just feeling so like, just feeling like a failure. And I'm just like, why am I not like other people? Why can I not do the things that other people can do? Why are other people's lives easier, or not easier, but they can handle things better, they can keep on top of things better? And then it's so interesting. I was sitting having some food with my little girl in Tasmania. We've got these really cool kind of like play spaces for families, and you can come and there's books and toys and there's a kitchen and people to talk to, and yeah, it's really cool. It's all free. It's great. But I was there today and a lady was there with her little boy, and Harriet was sitting down and having some food, and she's like, oh, your little girl, she's so perfect. How do you do it? How do you get her to sit there and have food? Like, my son won't do that. I feel like such a failure, blah, blah, blah. And it's so funny because I said to her, I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I have a 3-year-old boy who would never, ever do this. And a lot of the time, Harriet won't sit down and have food. She just was having a good moment that this mother saw. So it's so, I don't know, it's just so funny how we all kind of judge ourselves compared to other people, but we don't really know always what's going on with other people. We just see the surface so often. Anyway, that's my little thought of the day. So as you can see, we are decluttering and cleaning out the living area. So we don't have a playroom in the house. The room that I was thinking about making a playroom ended up becoming an office. And I'm really glad I made that decision, because even though sometimes I see other people's playrooms and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have like no toys in the living room? But to be honest, that's where we all are. That's where the kids, I'm there, the older brother's there. It's just kind of where we come together as a family. So why not have the toys there? It just makes more sense to me, even though it's kind of annoying having them around. But I did read, or maybe I heard, this interesting fact that by the age of 8, most kids are kind of done with a lot of those toys. And so it's like, it's really not that far away when you think about it. For me, it's like maybe 5 or 6 years. Okay, now I'm actually saying it does feel like it's a long time, but yeah, really in the scheme of things, it's such a short period of time that your kids are little and it's going to be toys around the house. And I always feel like I'm going to miss having all the toys around when they're older. But I said that to one of my friends recently and they were like, really? Are you sure you're going to miss it? We'll see. But I could be wrong, I feel like our generation is like the first generation to really have such a problem with like stuff and clutter. When I was a kid, I don't know if it was just my parents were really good at keeping stuff out of the house, but I feel like having so much stuff wasn't an issue. I don't know, how do you guys feel about it? Do you guys struggle with too much stuff in the house? So right now I'm just giving the kids' little play table a clean, and here we go. Okay, this has been bothering me for the longest time. So I'm all for fitness and having exercise equipment accessible, but dang, this weight bench has been in my way and bugging me for so long. Like the kids couldn't get to their toys, I couldn't get to part of the kitchen, it was crazy. So I came up with this plan because it's pretty much just my 12-year-old that uses the weight bench. So I'm like, why don't I he's got a keyboard in his room. Why don't I take the keyboard out, because he's not playing keyboard at the moment, put that on the hallway table, and then I can move the weight bench into his room. So I was so psyched to have this area free, but as soon as it was free, everyone's like, oh, what could we put there? So I came home and there was all this there just as a joke. Haha, really funny, guys. So I've decided I'm going to make a box of toys just to keep in our storage outside in our shed. Just toys that the kids aren't really playing with right now. They're kind of taking up a lot of room, but it's not stuff that I want to throw away. And if you're someone who's got a really hard time throwing things away or giving things away, like I do, one of the things that's really helped me is, instead of throwing stuff away, just put a bunch of stuff in a box, in a storage box or something, or even in a bag. Go put it in a shed or somewhere that's away from you, and I can almost guarantee you will forget about it and you'll realize that you're not using that stuff, and you will survive emotionally. You'll be okay if you get rid of that t-shirt that you bought 15 years ago that's stretched and stained and doesn't really fit anymore. Like, you will be okay. Even though it feels like you won't, you will. And the other really great tip that I got for decluttering is, again, if you have a hard time getting rid of stuff because maybe something has got some memory connected to it, there's some emotional value to it, but at the same time it doesn't have any practical value. We can't just keep everything because there's a memory to it. And one of my best friend gave me this advice. She said, if there's an item like that, take a photo of it. and have just a photo of all these like memories and special things. And I'm like, dang, that's a really good idea.
I guess it's history now, and I shouldn't care, but it still hurts. I didn't realize the danger, cause you're the end of the rainbow, and the music was so loud, didn't catch your name over this crowd.
Another tip that I've got, if you want to keep your place more organized and less cluttered, is do not put toys on the floor, because you put one toy on the floor and think it's just this one, it'll just stay in the corner, it won't go anywhere. I can guarantee you that toy will like suck in other toys into that area, and you'll end up with this kind of situation, which I am currently tidying up. And I gotta say, just a massive thank you. Oh, here we go. We're getting rid of the comedy clutter. A massive thank you to everyone who has commented and liked my videos. I'm feeling the love from you guys. Thank you so much. And I really hope that I'm inspiring you, but also, you know, the most important thing is that I want to create this community where we are all supportive of each other, and, you know, there's no hate, there's no judgment. We are just people doing the best that we can in life. And I don't know if I'm right, but I've just got this like belief inside me, which is everyone does the best with what they have at any given moment in time. And maybe that's a little naive, I don't know, but that's just how I feel. That's how I see the world. But it's been so cool to hear your stories and where you guys live, where you come from, your stories of life and dealing with mess, clutter, or just raising children in general. And I'm so sorry if I don't reply straight away. Sometimes it does take me a little while. I am super crazy busy at the moment, and I like to actually sit down and think about my responses before I send responses. So I'm sorry if it does take a bit of time, but please know I read every single comment, and every comment really touches my heart and puts a smile on my face. So thank you. Especially living here in Tasmania, it's not where I was born and raised, so I don't have those close friends or family here. So it's just nice to connect with people online. My little boy is just happily playing on his tablet. Yay, Mother of the Year right here while I'm tidying this stuff up. I know that the books need a little bit more organization. My little girl, she loves books, and so she's always pulling them out, and so I feel like there's almost no point. I'll just be constantly organizing them. So now I am doing something. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. I went through our pens and tested them all and just threw out the ones that weren't working, and then I also found lids for the ones that were working and just organized them all. My kids just love to pull the lids off of markers. I don't know what it is. It's like an obsession. I can't get them to not do it, which unfortunately means that the pens dry out, but at the same time they're not interested in crayons. So that's where I'm at. But at the same time, I gotta say, pens are pretty inexpensive. So now I'm just going to do a vacuum. I am going to show you guys how the pens turned out. So stick around for that. And I'm so excited to show you guys how the living room is looking now. As I mentioned, I've also got a little bit of a bonus tidy at the end. So stick around for that too, because it is a doozy. So one of the things that I really wanted to get done on my list was to wash the floors. Shampoo the carpet, I should say. I don't know why I say wash the floors. It's probably the wrong thing to say. Shampoo the carpet. It had just gotten yeah, just gotten pretty nasty. So I'm just giving it a really good vacuum in preparation for the shampooing of the carpet.
Last night, did not believe that I would end up right. Lucky endings were not something for me. I drove around all across the land, thought that I was caught in a one-man band.
So here's my trusty carpet shampooer. And seriously, the place always looks so much nicer after I've done this. I don't know if you can see very well, but there are so many marks and stains on the floor. And if you have watched any episodes of my channel before, you will know my number one complaint about the house is the dark carpet, because every little thing that you drop on the floor you can see. At the same time, I know that, you know, it doesn't stain like a light color carpet would. But it's just so dark. I'm not a fan. I just feel like the place needs to be lightened up a little bit, but that will come in time. And I gotta say, the shampoo does work really, really well. There's definitely some marks like Play-Doh and stuff that I have to go over quite a few times, or porridge is another thing that tends to get into the carpet. In fact, pretty much all the stains are Play-Doh and porridge and paint. But if you have carpet, this is definitely something you need. I've also got a spot cleaner, but I gotta say that for the whole carpet, definitely the shampooer I would say is better. It's just more powerful, and really, like, you know, if you're going to the effort to get a carpet shampooer out, whether it's a spot cleaner or a big one like this one, you might as well go ahead and do like a bigger area as opposed to just a single stain. And I'm sorry if some of these cuts aren't great. This was such a long video to edit. I just did not have a lot of time. But I hope you guys are getting value from it. Thank you so much, friend, for dipping all the balls onto the floor after I just cleaned it. And here is what came out of the carpet. Oh my gosh, every single time this just always freaks me out, but also makes me feel so satisfied that I've got that much gunk out of the carpets. And honestly, the place feels so much cleaner after I've done it as well. So as you can see, the cool little toys that I've got around the place, I gotta say the best purchases I've made for the kids have definitely been the play couch that you can see folded up in the corner there, their crash mat, the climbing frame, and the ball pit. Those are just the things I do not regret buying at all. They get used constantly all the time. I knew they would. I had like a play couch way back in the day in the early 90s. It had like this cool graffiti writing on it, but it was like the number one thing that I would play with friends. We would like jump on it and like make stuff out of it. So I knew that the play couch would do really well. And it's nice because all the kids, like all the ages of kids, my 12-year-old, my 3-year-old, my nearly 2-year-old, they can all play on it together. You know, in most parts of Australia, it's pretty much warm all year round, but in Tassie, it does get quite cold in the winter. And I'm an outdoor person. Like, I love being outdoors and out in nature, but sometimes on those super cold days, you just need to come inside and warm up. So just being able to have physical things in the house that the kids can do is awesome. One of the things I've loved about your comments is just finding out where you guys are from, where you live. ill getting this. Harriet actually got some of this gucky stuff stuck in her hair the other day. I had to cut it. So I've thrown all of the gucky, slimy stuff out for now until the kids are a little bit older. But I've lived in lots of different places. I've lived in Canada, I've lived in the US, I've lived in Finland, I've lived in England. So it's so cool when I hear that someone's from there, and it just reminds me of that place. And if you love these types of videos, there's definitely a creator that I would recommend checking out. She's actually just about to finish her channel because she's pregnant, but her name is Katarina. I'll pop a link if I remember in the description, because she's Finnish. And yeah, but she does videos in English and they're awesome. So we've got some laundry here to put away, and this is the thing about decluttering, like the regular mess doesn't stop. So definitely if you're decluttering, give yourself grace. It is probably going to pile up your normal household chores, but what I keep saying to myself when I see like the normal mess, not the mess that I'm decluttering, but the mess that I haven't got a chance to get to yet, I always just keep saying, okay, you just got to sometimes break a few eggs to make an omelette. That's my little mantra. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. And you find then that when you do your regular cleaning routine, when you've got a decluttered house, it is so much quicker and so much easier. So even though things might get worse before they get better, it's definitely going to be a lot easier once you've got that house decluttered. And there you can see my birthday cards. I'm not lying, I am 40. I know I look like I'm 20, but I'm 40. I'm just kidding. I seriously feel like I'm about 90, but yeah. I'm just psyched, honestly, to still be here. Living life. Living the dream. But, you know, people ask me, oh, did you do anything for your birthday? Did you do anything fun? Did you celebrate? But honestly, like, I have just made my life just the way that I've always wanted it. I've got this beautiful family. I live in the countryside. Got a couple of cats. I just like the kind of, I guess, the simple life, and so I just don't feel the need to go out and celebrate. Also, we were all really sick. So sorry if my voice is still a little bit croaky. I am just getting over some like gnarly cold thing. Bubble break. Keep repeating the same mistakes. I did them all before. You can see there that as I am picking up the mess, my kids are throwing more mess. So again, if you've got little kids and you're trying to keep your house clean, just know it is tricky, and I tend not to pick up the little things throughout the day, because otherwise I just literally spend all day picking things up. I'll just do like a big pickup in the evening. Sometimes I will during the day, but usually just in the evening. I think someone once said cleaning with little kids is like plowing snow while it's snowing. It's just not gonna end up being clean. It just won't. It'll just keep getting messy. So just, yeah, pick the time of day where you actually want it to be clean. For me, it's when I first wake up in the morning, so I'll try and do a pickup at night. Sometimes I'm just too tired though, to be honest, and sometimes I have to prioritize sleep. I've got, unfortunately, some chronic health issues that require me to prioritize sleep. So here we are, throwing out the pens. Yay! Ah, so satisfying. See ya, pens. Tomorrow, And here's a little look. We decluttered all around the table area. There were a bunch of tools around there. It's part of living in the country. And now we're just going to head on to the kitchen. The kitchen is one of those things that has gotten messy because we have been focusing on decluttering. So it's okay. We're just going to tidy it up. I find the kitchen is the room that just gets the messiest, that I am constantly cleaning. But I always think, like, if I'm cleaning it, it means that I'm cooking at home and eating healthy, or at least cooking at home. So that's a good thing. Oh, okay. I'm eating ramen noodles. This is, yeah, okay. Maybe not eating healthy, but yeah, eating at home. Do you guys have a favorite noodle? If you are Australian, I am eating the mee goreng noodles, and I bet you probably know what they are. They are my favorite. I also like the good old Maggi noodles. Do you guys have a favorite noodle? I feel like everyone has a favorite ramen noodle. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. So much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free, and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. So much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. Usually doing the dishwasher is my son's chore. But honestly, we have to do it so often. I just feel bad making him do it so often. So I sometimes do a load myself. I also feel like these days, honestly, kids have got so much going on with school and after school activities, especially when they're around like the 12, 13 age mark. I find that they just tend to get kind of tired. So sometimes I like to support my kids, and I figure, you know, one day he'll be doing all this stuff for himself, so I can step in and do some more things now, as long as he knows like how to do these things, and he doesn't expect his future partner, if he has one, to do it all. So we've just had Easter here. As you can see, I've got some Easter eggs there. Unfortunately, the little kids did not get to do an Easter egg hunt because we were so unwell. And I just thought, hey, lots of Easter eggs and being sick, probably not a great mix. We definitely cracked into some anyway, but I am planning on letting them do an Easter egg hunt in, maybe a week or so, because we still have got some Easter eggs. And it's like that just time when they're this young where it's really fun for them. Usually our local church puts on an Easter egg hunt, but unfortunately I don't think they did this year. An empty page, a story to write. I'm in love, you're divine, and it's all in my signs. We're going away. And this sink was so gross. I really hate a gross sink. It's just one of those things that gives me the ick. I very rarely wear rubber gloves when I clean, but if the sink's really gross, I will wear the rubber gloves. I've just got this theory that actually it's more hygienic to not wear gloves because it sort of forces you to wash your hands. I don't know. I've got some weird theory about it. God, I'm praying, I So here we go. So here is the finished little marker station that I can now get to without the weight bench. There we go, we've got everything written out, all the markers are in there, and I'll go to here and show you guys this area now, which is the little book nook for my little girl. It's so much nicer, it's so much cleaner and easier to get to. And there is the rest of the house, definitely looking better than it was at the start. So here we are, this is a little bonus clean. So on a previous video, I decluttered my son's bedroom, and this was the remnants of everything that had come out of his room, or at least a good portion of it. So I'm popping it here at the end of the video. If you do want to watch that video of me doing a declutter of my son's bedroom, just click here. I've got it up on the screen there. It's definitely worth a watch. We got through a lot, just as we have today. And don't worry, you guys, I will continue cleaning, decluttering, and organizing this house until it is all, I don't want to say perfect, but perfecter, better. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I really do appreciate everybody that watches until the end. Give me a little heart if you've made it this far. And remember, life is short. Life is now. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.